You are now listening to the Invited Podcast with Cedric Harris and Teah McClain. You've officially been invited.
Welcome to the Invited Podcast, the very first episode. I am one of your hosts, Cedric, and I'm here along with
Teah.
And this is our first go-around, so I'm glad that you all are here on this journey with us. Who would have thought?
We are super excited. Okay, so give us some grace because it is our first episode. You know, there's going to be some mess-ups and everything else. But, we're just both really excited to get started and talk to you all just about things that we're interested in. I'm going to let Cedric talk to you more about, like, what inspired this podcast because he was the, brain behind it. So, Cedric, what did inspire you to want to start this podcast?
So, what really inspired me is just natural curiosity. So, I'm a very curious person. I love learning about new things. And specifically, I like learning about people and their stories and how they got to where they got to, things that they wish they would have known, struggles they had. Everyone sees the finished product. Not a lot of people sees the work that goes behind the finished product. So I've always been interested in 60 Minutes, 30 for 30s, and now I watch a lot of podcasts, sports that are interviewing people, and that's something I was like, I could do that. I'm interested in knowing about people that we know and how they got to where they are.
It's very interesting just to learn about people's life story and why they do what they do, why they did what they did, because you can glean so much from that. You can you can learn and grow from what other people can share about their journeys. And so that's what we hope to bring to you all. Just different people's journeys, their stories, their wins and obstacles and how they overcame it. And so, yeah.
So there we go. So that's why it's called The Invited, because we're inviting not only people on our podcast, but we're inviting you into their stories and into their lives. So like Teah said, first go around. So we appreciate any feedback. Constructive, any suggestions, things like that. But we're excited to go ahead and get started. And Teah, I talked to you a lot about this and about just your natural curiosity and things like that. Why do you want to also tap into this?
So some people call me nosy. That is not the case. I am also just a very curious, inquisitive person. I really like to know about people's stories, and I don't know, I have a really trusting demeanor or a trusting face because out in person there could be strangers who come up to me and just want to talk to me about themselves, and I absolutely love it. I really like to learn about people, and so it just seems super interesting to be a part of something where I can talk to people who are on their own individual journey. They're growing, they're doing different things, because I am at a point in my life where I feel like I've done a lot of great things, but I know there's so much more out there. And I also am in a place where I felt kind of stuck. And I'm just what's next? So I do hope to talk to people and, just have my own growth by learning from those around me. I never want to be someone who, thinks they know it all or whatever else. No, I'm always open to learn, always open to do better and be better.
Yeah, I think growth is the one thing is they'll be constant and consistent, and that's something I'm always aiming toward. And just to back up a little bit,
okay,
I've seen a lot of growth in you over the last. How long have we known each other now?
Met in 2010, so 11 years.
Crazy. Our paths are always intertwined. I met her in high school.
Yeah.
What was it? Junior achievement. So a little extracurricular, and then we ended up having some mutual friends. A couple years after that, hung out a lot. We both are from St. Louis, Missouri, so shout out to the Lou. Went to Hazelwood Central High School, the best high school in the Lou. So for those that don't know about St. Louis, look us up. And then Teah, she went off to Mizzou, right? Talk about your Mizzou experience. What made you want to go there, and how your first couple years there?
That's actually interesting because I'm a first gen, as that's the same story for a lot of black people that I know. But as a first gen student, I didn't know much about college at all. I knew that's where my sister went, and I knew I had friends who were going to go there. So that was literally the only school I applied to. I just kind of knew and felt I was going to get in. And then as I got older, of course, I learned, you're supposed to, apply like 10 different schools. But yeah, so that's where I chose to go. When I got there, it was just hanging out with people that I knew from high school. And some of those friendships have, carried on for years and years and years and are still around to this day. So Mizzou was a great time. Like I did learn a lot. I really do wish college on everybody. I know people say college isn't for everybody. I really do just wish like the experience on everybody. But yeah, like you're just around so many different people that you would have never spoken to in life. Like I have had classes with people from like Taiwan and just it was super interesting. So I stayed there for my bachelor's, stayed there for my master's.
What'd you get your degrees in?
I studied.
Hold on, she said 2 degrees. Hey, you better put some respect on her name.
Listen, so I studied psychology for undergrad. I was definitely one of those students who was like, I don't know what I want to do. And psychology just stuck out to me because, like I said, I like learning about people's stories and how people think. And so I knew I was not going to get a job that paid me what I wanted to be paid with a bachelor's in psychology. So I stuck around, and so I was a first gen for my bachelor's and master's. So I didn't know anything about grad school. I just asked everybody questions and got involved and just did different things. And so I learned about an assistantship. And for those of you who don't know, an assistantship is like where you can work, where you can get your school paid for and whatnot. So I did my assistantship at the Career Center, and that's literally what sparked that's what I do currently. So that assistantship that I had no idea about led me to where I am now. And that's why I'm so big on what I learned, a term called planned happenstance, just setting yourself up for the unknown, like not being afraid of it, building skills and taking in things that'll, help you to get ready for whatever opportunity comes your way. But I kind of got sidetracked. But Mizzou was great, super fun, partied a whole lot, drank a whole lot. I'm very different. So I'm not super different from how I used to be, but I am very different than party college Teah. People see me now, they were like, what? You don't go out anymore? Like, you be in the house? Yeah. That was Teah. And Cedric, so you had a different college experience.
Yeah, so me going out of high school, I took a different approach. I didn't apply to 8 different schools. I had no idea where I wanted to go. Being from Missouri, I always wanted to get out. So
yeah,
in my head, my dream school was UCLA. Cali is the move. But once you start doing the numbers, crunching numbers, out-of-state tuition, people like, all right, you're not going there.
Yeah.
Things like that. So I applied to 8 different schools, got into them all. And then after visiting a couple, Mizzou was actually my very first choice. I was like, yo, I loved it there. I loved the campus, things like that. And so I applied to scholarships. So my mom was really big on like getting some money for school.
Yeah.
So every weekend, before I could have fun on the weekends, I had to apply to 5 scholarships. So every Friday night after school,
come on, mama,
I'm applying to 5 a night before I could even go hang with the friends, go to the movies, anything.
Didn't it like pay off though?
It did. So
yeah.
So I ended up getting a pretty good scholarship from the University of Missouri in St. Louis. So it's a pretty significant financial aid package with very little out-of-pocket expenses. So my parents were like, yeah, we're not passing this up. So I ended up going to UMSL, is what they call it, and went in as a bio major. I wanted to be an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay.
I wanted to do Spanish for 4 years and become fluent, and I wanted to have my own orthopedic practice, do like sports medicine.
Is orthopedic feet?
No, that's podiatrist.
What is
orthopedics? Like your joints and stuff. So like if you tear your ACL, your orthopedist does that.
Got you. I'm thinking out. They be saying like orthopedic shoes. That's what I'm thinking about.
Man. So it's like sports medicine basically.
Okay.
I took that first bio class though. I said, nah, this ain't it. I said, nah, this is not for me. So during that time, I was just trying to figure out, all right, what do I want to do? And that's something that will forever be a lot of people's questions. Even as you move into adulthood or post college or into your careers, that question still may come up. What's next? What's for me? At that time, I wasn't really sure, but I did want to explore other opportunities. So I started just, looking into it, and I changed. I was like, okay, instead of an orthopedist, let me be a physical therapist.
Okay.
UMSL didn't have a physical therapy program. And then I was like, okay, physical therapist, or I could do something like more health administration. And they didn't really have a good program for that either. So that's the reason I ended up transferring to Mizzou. So I ended up going there anyway, my junior year.
So is that how you sold it to your parents? Like, look, they don't have what I need, so I'm about to.
Yeah, I saved money for a couple years, and we're gonna go out there. So, and then that's how Teah and I path crossed again. So we ended up both at the same school. And also, again, mutual friends and things of that nature. So that's how our paths connected again. Mm-hmm. But then I ended up getting there. They had a program in health sciences. So that's why I got my degree in, business minor. And then, right after college, I ended up getting a job before I graduated. And just so it happened to be. That's
what you do. And I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to say, for people who, like, make a move before they have a job, I don't understand that.
People do it. People make it work. I know plenty of people that have moved without a job and they've made it work.
More power to you. I am too cautious of a person to do that. So I definitely was on the same boat. I was applying before I made the move.
Yeah.
Just, going out, different interviews and whatnot. Thank the Lord it worked out. And I mentioned I work in career services. So it was, I understood like how that process worked and everything. But,
yeah, so our paths are going to cross again in this upcoming story because I ended up applying to jobs. It just so happened the company I work for now, they're actually at Mizzou recruiting. And I had an interview on campus.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll just do it, whatever. Next thing you know, I sent that offer letter. They said it's in Dallas, Texas.
Hold on, so when you applied for the job, you didn't know?
Well, I did.
Oh, I was like, they just tricked you? They said, go to Dallas?
I wasn't really worried. I didn't think I wasn't even trying to move to Dallas. I was thinking I was going to move back to St. Louis, get a job, whatever. But once I was like, Dallas,
that wasn't
okay.
Your plan.
Yeah, so I ended up going there, getting a job. And just so happens I have an older brother that lives in the DFW area. So him and his wife were gracious enough to let me stay with them for a few months rent-free when I moved down here. Got acclimated, adjusted. And then the rest is kind of history. Been working there ever since. And crazy thing is, a couple years later, Teah moved down to Dallas, right?
Yes. Thank the Lord for family and people, that can help you on your transitions. So my friend Kayla, I've known Kayla for so many years. She was one of those people who helped me to make that move down to Dallas. So I had multiple friends that I knew in Dallas. My goal was to be somewhere warm. I was done and over.
Man, them winters, like, what is it? It's a nice January day, sunny. It's about 60 degrees outside.
I'm sure it is. It definitely snowed last week, but we don't get real snows in Dallas. So
that fake snow.
Yeah, it's typically 60. So I wanted to be somewhere warmer, and I just wanted a change of scenery. Like I told you, I was at the same school for 6 years after being in school, K through 12. So I needed to have a change, and so when I moved here, I lived with Kayla for 1 month, and then we got a spot. And so before I moved, I did visit multiple times. I came on interview trips. I came just to party and have fun and for birthdays and stuff. So I knew by the time I did get my job down here, this is where I really wanted to be. And for people who make moves on their own, that is crazy. Like, that is so cool that people can and do that. I could never. So I had to come somewhere where I would know, at least a few people who I could hit up and hang out with and talk to and everything else. Some people think I'm super, outgoing, and I can be, but I need somebody. I can't come down here with, just making all new friends. So that's how I got down here. So, yeah, just applying for jobs. Got my first thingy at a community college down here. That was cool, but
what'd you do there?
So I was a career coach there for a year and a half, and I was doing less. I had less responsibilities than I had as a graduate student, And so I was like, this is not it. I literally used to be in there watching paternity court. We ain't had no students coming in. I could get to work at 9 o'clock. My schedule was 8 to 5, and I could get there at 9. And
so you just help people with find jobs, or?
So career services. You'll find that on most college campuses, most like educational settings. It's where you help students to develop professionally. So you're helping them with, resumes, cover letters, interview preparation, connecting them with internships and jobs, hosting workshops, presentations, just getting students where they need to be. And a lot of people don't even realize like the importance of a career services or development department, because I have people who are like, I have my bachelor's in so-and-so, but I work at McDonald's with da-da-da-da. And it's like, you have so many more options than what you think or what you know. And there's a science behind it about finding jobs and making that happen. So that is what I do. That was the assistantship I talked to you guys about earlier, and that's now what I do currently. So I'm of course I moved on. By the way, I'm talking about that first position. I'm very thankful for it, but now I manage a career services department with my current job, and so super happy for that.
You manage a whole department?
Let me not gas it up.
Ooh.
So yes, I am a manager, but it's a very new department. So there is no one that I directly manage, but I get to at least have say so and make things happen. So as we hire people, I will be their manager. No, I absolutely love what I do. It's different because it's the K through 12 space, but I still work mostly with them after they graduate, so when they're going to college and whatnot. But yeah, it's just always interesting. Like I would have never, when I was a freshman in college, be like, okay, I'm gonna go to school and be a career services manager. Like, of course, like that's the thing. You got to be open to different opportunities and what's out there, and don't be afraid if your plan changes. If you had your whole life planned out and then something happens or a new opportunity comes up, like, be okay with the possibility that this is scary, but it may be a great opportunity. Like, just try it. Life is fingers crossed long. Like, life is long. You have time to do different things.
Life ain't short, huh?
No, like we say life is short. I try to like flip that narrative. Life is long. You have time to do different things and to mess up and to correct those mistakes. And yeah, I'm always talking to people about their word choice. So, because word choice is big and I like to use positive language. So yeah, life is short, but no, life is actually long. Like, we have time to make it happen.
Yeah, I feel that. So that's cool that you're in that space and happy. You love to see it. That's what the kids say. I'm more on the, so my first job, I'm still there. And it's more so benefits consulting, essentially. So it's people who have it's like more with health insurance, helping them understand their benefits, costs. A lot of people don't know how much stuff costs.
Woo. Things
like that, and then helping them like resolve billing issues, things of that nature. So been there for 4.5 years now. I manage a team as well. So
come on now.
Have a couple people that report to me, help them with their development. But yeah, healthcare can be confusing. My friends hit me up all the time about their benefits and things like that.
Said help me out. Let me tell y'all something real quick. I keep interjecting. I guess that's what a podcast is. But so I got a COVID test early November. I had a few symptoms. I said, hold on, let me go get checked out, because my family was coming to visit. I didn't want to get them COVID, so I went to go get a test. In urgent care, I already knew it was going to cost me some money. I already thought it would cost me some money. But I get the bill back. I think it was like $300. And I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous. Hold on. And I tweeted about it, because I tweet about everything. And so I tweeted about my bill. And Cedric was like, hold on. COVID test is not supposed to cost you anything. Insurance is supposed to cover it. So whole time, it was supposed to be free. And they coded it wrong. And he was like, so many people, you get a bill. Well, like responsible people, like you get a bill, like you gonna pay it. And so I was literally just finna pay that bill. But whole time, it was supposed to be free. Because my insurance supposed to cover it.
And if I didn't see the tweet, she would have paid it. So shout out to Twitter.
Literally, shout out to Cedric, because I have an HSA. I don't know nothing about adult life, y'all. Like, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but when it comes to like insurance and HSA and all like benefits and stuff, I have an HSA. Didn't know what the card looked like, how to use it. So an HSA account is when money gets taken out of your check pre-tax, and so you can use this money for any medical expense that you have. So like if you go to the dentist, you can pay with your HSA rather than it just coming like out of your checkings or whatever. So whatever insurance doesn't cover, you can use your HSA card.
You can choose how much you want to contribute. So me, I only contribute but $20 every paycheck.
Yeah.
But I've been doing it for like a few years now. So I got a couple thousand for like, because stuff does happen.
Yes,
so,
it does.
Got a couple there just waiting on it just in case. But yeah, so that's what I do. I help people with their benefits, things like that. And it's a really useful thing. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's a little bit about us. And that's kind of where we come from, our backgrounds, but we're also growing, learning, and that's what we hope to provide some expertise to you all about kind of where we're at. But also, there are so many people that have expertise in different industries.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of people don't even know like what their friends do, like in depth. I know my parents, they're like, what do you do every day? Like,
people ask me that all the time.
And like, these are like people, I talk to my parents pretty frequently. When I work from home, I go back to St. Louis, I'm doing work, they try to watch me. They're like, so what is it that you're actually doing? I was like, don't. And it's kind of hard to explain sometimes. So within everyone's network, within everyone's small community, people have so many different experts in different areas. And I don't think we take advantage of that enough.
No.
I have friends that are in finance, friends that sell life insurance, friends in career services.
In food, in hospitality, you know.
We want to highlight a lot of people's talents and what they do and what they bring to the table. Introduce you to them and their stories and their brands, but then also introduce their audience to us. So that's kind of the idea behind the Invited. Again, inviting people into the lives of. But yeah, we're just getting started. Episode 1 is almost a wrap, but I just wanted to end it off with just a little game, a little something fun. So what we're gonna do is, Teah, give me we're gonna do dinner guests. Okay. 5. You at a table. You get to invite 5 people, dead or alive, to eat dinner, have a glass of wine. You're not a wine drinker, but
I'm a champagne drinker.
Champagne, or you do the hard liquor, the tequila. Let's take a shot of tequila with.
Wow.
But who you have? Who's at that table? And tell me a little bit why.
I'm gonna assume these people have to be or should be like famous.
It don't have to be. It could be your great grandma
with my family.
You could. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay, let me not do that.
It's up to you.
Okay. Okay, 5 people.
Yeah. What you mean?
Yeah. Okay, 5 people. People are always gonna say Oprah. I mean,
she never crossed.
She is. I mean, she kind of problematic. People don't really like Oprah no more. Her and
Twitter
Gail.
don't like nobody.
Twitter don't like nobody. Twitter hates everything. Twitter is problematic. I love Twitter, but Twitter will drive you insane. Like, it will literally. Oh, that's another conversation. Yeah. But, no, really, like, if you are not a strong-minded person, being bombarded with people's opinions all day, every day, and actually, like, offensive and crazy opinions all day, every day.
And believing them, like, having it affect you is one thing.
Yes, because you can be tricked by, like, oh, this is retweeted by 30,000 people. This has to be true. Or this could be true. And even if you don't think about it right then, you may think about this thing later. And it's now, like, in your subconscious. Like, Twitter, like, Twitter's crazy. 5 guests.
You still haven't given one.
That is how that's how I, what's it called? Stall.
Okay.
I'm gonna just stop playing. I want Drake at the table. Drake gotta come to the table.
Drizzy Drake?
Drizzy Drake gotta come to the table.
Would you say he's like one of your favorite artists?
Oh, definitely. He's definitely one of my top artists because Drake, I tell everybody, Drake can do no wrong when it comes to like music. Like, as much as people hate on Drake and say like he steals this and that, and he's a culture vulture and whatever else, no, like y'all still be playing and dancing to and listening to Drake. Don't do that. No, Drake is also very versatile, and he changes with the times. He's a smart artist. That's what it is. You can't be stagnant. So the Drake you got in 2010, of course he's going to be extremely different in 2021. We got a whole new audience. You got to keep up with the TikTokers. Okay, Drake is one. I'm not going to, I can't do 5. Let's do dinner for 2.
No, 5. Come on now. So many people in history, dead or alive.
Well, let's alternate. I just said one.
All right,
you do yours.
here we go.
I'm stuck.
The first one to come to mind for me is Malcolm X. The reason being, earlier, I guess it's 2021 now. So in 2020, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X for the first time.
Okay.
And I didn't know much about him going into it. I just knew he was Muslim.
Yeah.
He was killed. And they said he was like not on the same line with Dr. King. That's pretty much all
like
it was.
the opposite. So the same vision, but the opposite means, right?
Yeah. But when I read it, it was just like he's such a smart brother, and I rock with the book. So
you would want to learn more.
Yeah, learn more. He's a smart dude.
See, I'm trying to get smarter in life. I want to have an answer like that. Like
Yeah.
I want to invite somebody who gonna teach me something to the table. Not that Drake can't teach me something, but let me think of a smart person answer. I want it to be somebody black, somebody great. Why is it so difficult? I don't think about
I'll go
stuff
first.
like this.
All right, I'll go first.
Okay.
All right, so we do Malcolm. Then I'll do Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. He said, dead or alive. Jesus walked this earth.
Yes.
Talk to Jesus, see what he talking about.
See what he talking about.
We'll do. I think LeBron. LeBron is a super cool dude.
That would be cool. I'm surprised you didn't say Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe was my favorite player, but I just think with LeBron, what he's doing on and off the court with his business, building his brands, putting his people on, I think is super powerful. I would say Jay-Z.
Okay, that's the question people always ask. It's a stupid question. It's like, would you take $10,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z?
Run me my money.
Exactly.
And then I said Malcolm, Jesus, LeBron, Jay-Z. Yes. We're gonna have a woman.
Wow. Let's just throw a woman in there.
Yeah, I mean,
they do something. Sometimes no. Women contribute things.
They do. Gotta have a little balance.
Okay.
No.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do. Michelle Obama. So we're gonna have Michelle on there.
Well, she come to my dinner too. So that was a good one.
Those would be my 5. There's so many people I missed out on.
Okay.
If I had another 5, I could fill up another table too. But those would be the 5 off the top, off the dome.
I like that. So my first one was Drake. I'm gonna bring Mr. Barack Obama to the table. Drake.
What? Say it. Whatever you just thought about, say it.
That one was stupid. I don't even believe. I literally would never.
What were you? What?
It was Helen Keller. I was like, how is she gonna come to?
All right, we're not gonna. We can.
But I that's the thing. I literally would. Oh, okay.
All right.
You did yours so easily. Drake, Obama, Bill Gates.
Okay. Cut the check.
Jeff Bezos.
Okay.
Is it Bezos? Bezos, Amazon man.
That's 4.
All rich people. Come on.
No women. It's gonna just you and a table of men, huh? No one funny, make you laugh.
Just teach me how to make some money.
Okay.
Just teach me your ways. My last one would be.
These supposed to be quick hitters, like.
I know this not a quick hitter game, because if you really want me to think about some people, I could say 5 people. Because I literally keep thinking of the name Britney Spears. That literally keeps coming in my head. So I'm gonna invite Britney Spears to the table. So
all right, quick. Cool. Thank you, Teah.
That'd be a fun dinner.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. 5 people that you listen to, like music wise. Who do you like? It can be old, new. Who you like listening to?
Well, let me actually go to my recently added. So, first of all, Jasmine Sullivan's newest project, Hotels. Oh my gosh. So Jasmine has been one of my favorite vocalists from day one. She can sing. But yeah, Hotels is actually a really good project. Some songs I do not agree with. I think it's Put It Down. She's talking about paying a man rent and stuff. We're not gonna support that, but no, go check out Hotels. Of course, I have to and want to. My man, Big Nardo, go listen to his latest project. It's called Solstice. Really, really nice. It's a nice 5-track EP. You got some slower stuff. You got some up-tempo stuff. Like a nice little versatile mix for whatever you like. 3 more. You actually put me on this. I'm scrolling through my recently added, but Toby. So Toby, T-O-B-I, super good music. The song I would recommend if you go listen is Faces. That's the song.
That's my song.
Yeah, Seth put me on that. So I went to go hear the whole tape. It's really good. Super chill. 2 more. Deontay Hitchcock. So my boyfriend put me on this one, which I really like. He actually was an opener for Jadena. And so I saw him live, and really, really good. If you want to listen to a song by him, I recommend Flashbacks, Growing Up / Mother Guys, a long list of different songs. And let's see, just from scrolling my recently added, my last one would be, I love old music too. Anything, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, all that. Oh, Alina Baraz. Oh my gosh, she's one of my favorite female artists. So not one of my favorite singers, but one of my favorite artists. What about you?
So people make fun of me because I don't listen to a lot of new music. I used to be
same. I used to be the music guru.
But now you got to really put me on. You got to make me listen to something for me to listen to. So I listen to a lot of old stuff. So people I listen to the most: J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick, off rip.
But scroll your recently added though. Oh, that is who's in your recently added.
And then I probably listen to Toby.
Okay.
And then something my friend Kenny just put me on. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Mac Ayres.
Let me see. Oh, Mac Ayres?
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe
he just dropped a little project. It's nice. So that's what I've been rocking that. It's real smooth, little R&B and soul.
You heard Part of the Game, 50 Cent?
No.
Listen to that. I'm finna send it to you right now.
Okay.
It's okay. First of all, I cannot with all of these acronym names. So it's featuring NLE Choppa and Riley Lane.
That's the one saying.
Literally, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Okay, cool.
Because I literally thought, first of all, Walk 'Em Down. I thought
that's not the same person.
I thought that was NBA YoungBoy for months, and I found out it's not.
Okay.
So NLE Choppa could be that person. I'm not sure. I got somebody else like OK Cyrus. I thought that was him. So we in the same boat. I don't keep up with no new music like a teeny bopper. I listen to a few things when it's party time, but on my own time, I'm listening to podcasts or praying and talking to God. I still listen to music, but it's certain songs I just can't listen to in the same way that I used to. Lyrics hit you differently. Like when you think about it, it's like, wow, he just said some real wild stuff. Yeah. Like I was just in the car listening to, I forgot what song it was yesterday. I think it was Mozzie. I like Mozzie. I do. But every single song is about murdering someone.
Oh, I think you put me onto one of their songs.
Yeah, one up top. Something Shavi. Yeah, Ricky put me on that. My friend Ricky, who I met at Mizzou, put me on that. But yeah, like every single song is about murdering someone. And my sister and I actually had a very interesting conversation about black music versus white music and what's allowed to be put out or what is pushed, I should say. So with black music, what's pushed is music about sex, drugs, killing. Nothing wrong with songs about sex, of course, but the way that you talk about it, you would never hear in a white song. A mainstream white song. So don't try to bring up, I'm talking to the audience, don't try to bring up like heavy metal garage type stuff.
You talking about more like Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah, like they're
Katy Perry.
Yeah, Katy Perry, Kelly Clarkson, whoever they got, the chain smokers. Like the mainstream music that they push is very different than black music. And she was saying like their white music, like yes, you can hear like it can be an adult subject, but it's still music you can listen to with your kids. Yeah. But I watched a video of this white man talking about I think he's like an AR. He works in some kind of role where he deals with music. He was saying the black music that is going to sell, that they want to push, is that. And that's very, very true. You're not going to be successful if you are a positive, or you put out something that's not so raunchy. It has to be raunchy for people to want to listen to it. It has to be over the top. It got to be a curse word every 2 seconds.
It doesn't have to be. You have positive artists that are mainstream,
Who?
like J. Cole and Kendrick
And people, okay, we say J. Cole is so positive. Yeah, he has some positive songs.
Yeah.
He also has a lot of songs where he is disrespectful to women and everything else. So yeah, we always talk about J. Cole. Like, and I love J. Cole, but he one and the same. He one and the same. So yes, sometimes he does bring us a great message, but still with that great message, it's like, I'm gonna disrespect women and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You said Kendrick too?
Yeah. Either way, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Either way, I see what you're saying.
Is that black? I don't think black artists are going to be allowed to sell if they make music like that. It's just not ever going to be cool. It's never going to be what's out there.
So yeah, I think I'm interested to see. I know we're gonna have some guests in the music industry on the pod, so that's something we'll definitely have to bring up with them to see what they think about that on their little journeys. Interested to see their perspective on that too.
Definitely.
I know we both said we don't listen to music that much, but I know you gotta watch some shows. What are we watching right now? Any good shows or movies? Give me 5 shows you watching right now.
5 shows.
Or movies, or things that you've seen recently that you thought were pretty good.
So, one that we were going to discuss, but I did not finish the first episode, but Your Honor, oh my gosh, it's on Showtime. If you have not watched it yet, watch it. So the premise is, I talk so much. The premise is a young man of a judge does something really, really bad, and the judge has to help him fix this issue. Watch that. So that was one. I've been binging a lot of dating shows. So on the OWN network, they have a dating and relationships category. And so they got the show called Ready to Love. That's a really good one. Love and Marriage show, all that type of stuff. Cedric and I are both big watchers, don't you pretend like you're not, of Married at First Sight.
It's an interesting show. I'm not going to lie to you.
It's a great show where, 2 strangers get literally married at the altar. That's their first time seeing each other. They are matched on... quote unquote experts match them based on like their profiles and like a attractiveness and all this other type of stuff. So Married at First Sight, Your Honor, the show is on OWN. What else do I watch? I've been listening to the Dateline podcast. So if y'all know me, I listen to Breathe, Live. I love everything about true crime. That sounds bad, but it's just so interesting. And I always want to hear like justice be served.
So you don't want to listen to it in your music, but you rather just listen to it watch it on your TV. Talk about murder.
Cedric, listen. You really just tried it. Listen, no, but this is different. It's not being celebrated.
I know, okay.
Because you really tried it. In the Dateline and the true crime stuff, it's not being celebrated. It's talking about crazy people and and it's always somebody that you know. And so it's not just, I'm about to kill him because he stepped on my shoes at the club. Like, no. And yeah, but anything true crime. And then my last one would be, I guess all the old shows that I've been binging. So, when Netflix did that thing, when the world started caring about black people, and then Netflix said, hey, let's add all the black shows. So they put Moesha on there, Sister, all that type of stuff. So then I started binging Girlfriends and Half and Half. Half and Half was a show that I grew up on, but I never really watched. So it was kind of fun watching it as an adult. So yeah, those would be mine.
Cool. I think mine, of course, Your Honor. That's something I really enjoy.
Okay.
I do watch, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I watch This Is Us. It's a real tearjerker, but no, it's a good show. I watch that week to week.
Okay.
I finally caught up on Power, the Book of Ghosts. I didn't really like it the first half, but the second half was a lot better. So I finished that recently. I've been watching this show for a while. Well, not a while. It's just taking me a while to watch it because it's so long. It's called The 100. It's a pretty good show. A couple people recommended it to me. It's on Netflix. the show has already run its course.
Okay.
It's already had a series finale. Started binging that recently, so I'm on like season 4 of that. It's pretty good. And then something that I also watched recently that was pretty good was I started this show with James Franco in it. One of my coworkers recommended to me. It's called, I believe, 11/12/63 or 11/22/63, something around that.
What is the number? Is it a date?
Yeah, it's a date. It's the date JFK was assassinated, and it's a time travel piece. So James Franco is going back in time to try to prevent the assassination of JFK. It's pretty suspenseful thriller. Just finished episode 1 yesterday, so it's pretty good.
So you mentioned Power. We all have our different thoughts about Power, the new Power. That's what I call it. So there's this tweet going around saying that Snowfall is better than Power.
It might be.
They're comparing it because they both are about drug dealers and whatever else. Okay, why do you say that it is?
It's more realistic.
What?
The acting is better.
What?
And just the setting.
We're not comparing the new Power. We're talking about the original Power.
I know.
What? Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good. And it's just like, I enjoy it more because you see the come up from when he's just a nobody to like a top dog versus in Power, they're already at the top and they're just trying to stay at the top and mess around.
So you want to see struggle. You don't want to see them.
Similar to this podcast and the premise of it, I like to see people's stories from beginning to end. So that's one thing I'm interested in the story, to come up, the rise. But yeah, that's why Snowfall is better.
Okay.
Cool.
Fair. I think the original Power was such an amazingly, like, I feel like it was written so well. Of course, it's not the best show, but there were some episodes I was like, oh my gosh, I'm shook. And Snowfall, I liked it, but there was never a time I was shook. I was shook when they had that man raping that man, and at first I don't know what that was.
All right. Anyway.
And then when the girl got on crack, I was like, oh my god.
Spoiler alert.
That's not a
listener.
Spoiler. If you are a year and a half behind,
you could still want to watch
that's
it.
no longer a spoiler.
My friend Jeremy just texted me yesterday. He's like, what's this show people keep talking about? Snowfall. I was like, you gotta watch it. So,
I think after a year, you no longer are safe from spoilers, quote unquote.
Spoiler alert to the listener. Spoiler alert.
But we'll add that in before I say it.
Cool. Last question before we wrap up.
Okay.
Since we're just starting 2021, what are we looking forward to? What are some things we want to get accomplished this year? And what are some things that you just want to do in 2021?
2021. So I mentioned earlier how I was kind of feeling stuck. So I'm 26. I've made this move. I've done these things. I'm feeling good in my career right now. But it's like, I know there's so much more to life. So I guess my goal is just to try new things. Like this podcast is one. Like, I'm excited about it. I've been painting. I've just been trying to pick up more hobbies. Like, we're both in a book club with one of our best friends. So like, I just want to do more things. Fill my time with less social media, less phone stuff, and just do more. Be open to more opportunities. So that's what my goal is, to do more things. So as you see behind you, I started my little painting vision board. I gotta add the words and stuff. But yeah, what about you?
2021, year of consistency. So it's easy to say I'm gonna do something, do it for a week.
Come on now.
And then be like, all right, never again. So a couple things I'm looking forward to this year. Definitely want to continue my reading. I used to be a big reader when I was young, elementary school, and fell off like most people did. But when the pandemic hit, I had to fill my time with something. So actually, I'm pretty proud of it. It might not be a big accomplishment to a lot, but I read 9 books in 2020. So I want to up that. So I want to get it to 12 this year, at least one a month. One of my coworkers, he posted, he read 52 books in 2020.
I don't understand that.
And so that's like one a week, which is crazy.
My brain cannot comprehend that.
But that's something I want to continue reading. I really recently got into cooking. I don't really enjoy it, but I've got it to where my food tastes good.
It's edible.
I just got an Instant Pot, so I'm actually trying a new recipe tonight. A chicken sausage jambalaya in the Instant Pot.
That sounds good. That sounds really good.
So, yeah, cooking. Want to continue to work out. Went running a lot last year. Had to stay in shape somehow. So, want to get my runs back in. And then, similar to Tia, just figuring out what I want to do next. Like I said, I'm a very curious, inquisitive person, but I'm also one who is always striving for more and for better.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure, again, open up new opportunities, seeking new opportunities, seeking ways to get out of my comfort zone and grow. I think this podcast is the start of that. So it's something that I think we both kind of played around with the idea. I remember you talked about a YouTube channel a while back. But yeah, just diving into this. Like Teah said, we're new to this. But we're also true to this.
Come on now.
So,
I was literally thinking it in my head.
So, yeah, like I said, bear with us. Give us all your feedback. Let us know your thoughts, questions, concerns, things that you like to see on the podcast, topics you like to hear discussed. And I'm happy to see that you're going to be on this journey with us. And hopefully our community continues to grow as we continue to grow. But that's a wrap. Episode 1. Teah, Cedric, the Invited Podcast. Here we are. Looking forward to many more to come.
Thanks for listening.